Alright, so if you guys open your map, I mean, you'll notice a lot of shit has changed, but let's get on with it. So, hi. Some of you already know me, as the Callsign Wolf2. For those of you that don't know me, hi. Welcome to the Office of Naval Intelligence, Internal Affairs, and I'm going to be tasking you for the rest of the foreseeable future on this goddamn planet. So, situation. Main force was successful in raiding establishing a presence on the airbase and fanning out and taking territory to establish a front line. Their next mission is going to involve taking some of the elephants over at the airbase and convoying them over to the garrison at Barcelona to bring a lot of needed supplies to the worn-down garrison here. Furthermore, it has also been established that at the excavation site, there is some equipment there that can be used to help repair and maintain the space elevator, to send up and down large amounts of supplies from ships orbiting around the planet. For now, we can still send up small groups of personnel up and down, but anything over a certain kilo limit, the space elevator breaks down and could potentially collapse because of all the fighting on the ground. So, your mission is going to be to assist in that. That's a slide just to show their progress. A slide to show that the garrison is still intact. Do note that any attacks on the eastern side of the garrison at Barcelona have degraded because enemy forces have started shifting themselves south to make a fortified position to try to halt the other group's advance. So, before I continue, I'm going to let you in on a little bit of the background here. This is Brandon Nash, Callsign Walrus. While you guys were operating to get here under Callsign Kronos, this was our contact within the insurrectionist force that we embedded a few years ago that had been feeding us information. He is a very high priority to rescue, but unfortunately, we believe his cover may have been blown as we lost contact to him as he was transmitting something big that I do not have the current clearance to tell you about. He's completely off-grid right now and has missed most of his check-ins the past few days, and thus is our concern. And this is Jimmy Larson, Callsign November. He is another embedded agent within the insurrectionist force that we are going to try to get within our grasp with tonight's mission. He has embedded himself as a logistics officer and specializes in training the insurrectionists in how to repair and maintain APCs, IFVs, and Scorpions, stuff the insurrectionists normally don't get their hands on. However, the tactics he's been training them are obsolete and thus degrade the vehicles and often even leads to sabotage for them, thus these can't be used against us too hard. He's currently last reported to be at the vehicle depot over at 022044, way out of our reach. But we have an opportunity today, based on intel Kronos found in their last operation, to bring him closer so he can assist us with the intel he has. Thus leading us to the AO here. Now, your secondary objectives today also are going to include reconning the route that the elephants are going to take. Personally, you only need to do this if you see it relevant, because the stuff I'm going to tell you to do is much more important. So, let me go to slide 8 here. This is the town of Adarta. If you notice, there's a vehicle cache right there on the southeastern side. According to intel picked up by you guys last op, it currently houses a Goss Warthog, 2 Bison IFVs, and a Scorpion tank, aka what Callsign November specializes in repairing in. We're going to stage a botched, aka failed raid on this vehicle cache. What I want you guys to do is damage the vehicles at this site. I need at least one vehicle intact as an excuse for Callsign November to get moved there to repair them. This can be done any way you think of or see an opportunity. But it is absolutely important that you do not destroy them, because what the fuck is he going to repair there if you destroy them? Some other notes. Again, Marines are friendly at the town of Barcelonova. Do not shoot them. Also, this is an image during the battle a few days ago around the airfield. PID loadouts of friendly Marines that touched down. They are wearing a new type of armor and have a new branch of Spartans working with them. Also, they have their own group of ODSTs. So, if you see any guys that look like this, don't shoot them. Otherwise, any other Marines you might see are shoot if, fire if fired upon. And finally, any guys that look like this, kill or capture. Kill, take the intel. Capture, we might get some more intel off of him. If I were to go back to this slide, do note that in the vehicle facility at the town, it has been confirmed that one of those enemy logistics officers will be there. Now, in terms of where you're dropping, if you look on the map, I know the holo tables cut off one of the drop points, but there are two that I have marked as recommendations. The first one is over a suspected AA site at 060999. If you want to go hard and fast, I'd recommend hitting that site to help with the elephant convoy. If you want to be a bit more quiet for this one, I'd recommend Drop Zone Bravo. That way you can get on the mountaintops and start reconning the local area. Any questions?
So... You go ahead.
You have to drop at either of those sites, or could we move...
You can move wherever you want. They're just my recommendations.
So, the officers... Do we have to worry at all of one of our own guys getting shot there, given the fact that we do have a few embedded?
Alright, if you look behind me on the right here, these are the two guys. We have their looks. They're not going to be within this AO. Every other operating O&I agent knows about this upcoming mission and is not in the AO and therefore is not a risk or concern.
Copy. And another thing. Given the recommendation to go to either Alpha or Bravo, do we know perhaps what the enemy could field if we were to go to either of these sites?
Can you say that again? What do you mean by enemy what?
What enemy assets?
Field. If
All
we
right.
were to go to, for instance, Alpha.
So we know there, air reported taking missile fire from that position. They saw at least one AA site and a few infantry, nothing heavier than that. Otherwise, standard enemy loadouts have appeared to be a mix of URF soldiers and farmers, armed with guns, so militia, essentially, but they do have access to UNSC vehicles, air assets, and equipment because of all the bases they raided. That was confirmed when Callsign Tiger hit the airbase and confirmed that only about 20% of the munitions, vehicles, and other supplies were still within the airbase. So the other 80% has been distributed around the area of Madrigal.
In terms of the AA site, I assume if we were to blow that up, we'd need to get out of there as quickly as possible before reinforcements come.
We need to be out in and out.
Essentially.
Right. And in terms of extract for high-value targets, how will we handle that?
You're going to have to bring them with you. You can call it in over 50, and I can try to get a bird over to pick you up. I've got two pilots to my right over there with two different Ravens, or excuse me, Falcons. That's what we'd use to pick them up and bring them quickly within the AO. I gave these two recommended drop zones because I didn't know if Kronos would be deploying or Jester, because I didn't know how many people would show up, or excuse me, volunteer for this mission. Hence why I'm saying they're the ones I recommend, but you can pick any drop zone you want. You could even drop right on top of the vehicle depot if you want. I don't care. Just don't die.
Right. What do you recommend we use to damage the vehicles? Then.
A few rockets will do. There's also been reports of hydrocarbon barrels, which explode if they take bullets. Those can also damage them. But it's up to you.
So
Alright, so they set up the drop. I don't know where they are dropping, but I can actually go check. Don't fucking die.
That's the plan, buddy. That's the plan.
So it actually won't tell me. Interesting. Bye. So they wanted to do a more stealthy approach, which is why I gave them the option of doing Bravo, and it looks like they're going to be doing exactly that. Also, let me set up the global skill real quick. 90, 35, 50, 50. Just to make them better pathfinding and less accurate. So I'm going to now hide myself as Zeus. And we'll let them touch down. Because again, for these ops, anywhere from 4 to 12 people can show up. So I got to kind of set it up to where both groups could operate. Because if 4 or less show up, we have them operate as Oni spooks. If more than 4 show up, then we default under their regular call sign Chronos. And we do ODST stuff. General skill affects how likely the AI are to retreat and their pathfinding capability. So I always set that high because I just want the AI to behave like they should, you know? Any good Zeus can easily, on like a 90%, really could set it to 100 too, but that means that the AI will never think about surrendering or falling back. So 90% lets them go back a little bit. So it looks like the pods glitched out. Some ended up underground. These guys are used to it. It happens. But they'll be able to eject. There. Might take another few seconds. Yeah, there it is. It happens. What can you do? So that's why I set it to 90%, because if like one guy is left, I do want him to by default try to fall back, you know? Does better pathfinding put a higher load on the server? Not really. It's more so when I say pathfinding in this case, it's not movement, it's more so when the AI gets shot at, they'll actually move cover to cover instead of out in the open. They'll behave like proper AI. This works really well if you have a mod like VCOM or ASR AI3, because that percentile skill will then, you'll see heavy changes when you set your AI at different skill levels. Because it also starts affecting the VCOM AI statistics or the ASR AI3 statistics. And it just makes everything better. It makes the AI more susceptible to doing stuff. And I know in the next realism mod update that we're dropping within the next week or two, Sniper will found a mod that makes the tanks smarter. So, for example, if someone pulls out a rocket launcher, the tank will prioritize that guy, which I know VCOM sometimes does already, but with this, he will absolutely prioritize it. And then if the tank sees a group of infantry or like a technical or a gun truck, he'll use HE instead of AP, you know, saving his AP for the bigger stuff. So he'll actively switch between ammo types and prioritize threats to the tank. And it was also a boost to their pathfinding skill. Because sometimes tanks like to fuck off and go up mountains, and Sniper Wolf has a pretty funny video clip of that. So I am going to have, I forgot to spawn it, but I do want it down. Do of aliens in here, Top Keck. Let's see, Insurrectionist, Helicopter. I do want a patrolling Hornet on Careless Hold Fire.
On the way. Copy. Roger. On the way. On the way. Understood. On the way. Understood.
To basically do a large pass, so he'll fly over the AO once in a while, and that'll just give the players a little bit of a spook. Let me put myself up here. Yep, so I am invisible. And we'll watch them going forward. My only fear, Audrey, is since we still have Bloodlust on, if one HE shells go into if one HE shell goes into a group of infantry, all of those infantry within a 5-meter radius are going to die. Like, Bloodlust die. So it's gonna be pretty funny, but Zeus are gonna have to update their you know, how they use tanks. Tanks are gonna become a bit more rare, but I kinda like that because that's the point of tanks, you know? They're gonna get spooky. Alex, thank you for the 200 cheers. I hope you keep enjoying things. And also, what are the odds of a training where it's more personal? So I do personal trainings, especially for Zeusing. I either make exceptions, for example, Quiet, who is would normally partake in these ops. I gave her a few lessons in Zeusing because her and I had a very similar mindset. And otherwise, there is a tier on my Patreon. It's the highest one, $250 a month. But I literally, I take the person. We go through like once a week if they want, more or less depending on their schedule. But I will just run them through, you know, AO creation, what to do in certain situations of Zeus, and I try to, you know, actually train them to make them better Zeuses. I will admit, though, I haven't done one of those recently, but there was a time, like 6 months ago, where I had to train 3 people at once. It was really, really fun. Yeah, so not sure if they were watching these guys, but they are timing it so they can go through. They gotta be careful here, because I do have some sniper teams overlooking this area. This is where they're going to get the supplies, and it's a really cool feature I'm going to do, because I'm going to have them, basically some pipes in the back of mules, and they're going to have to drive the mules into the elephant, and then radio to me, and then I'll attach the mule to the elephant, so it'll be quote-unquote loaded, because you can't, the mule's too big for the script to load it. But I need to have an elephant driving school, because especially this stretch of road, you have to Tokyo drift it, otherwise you fall. And the 3 times I tested it, I was able to do it without falling, but there's always that fear. I just don't want them to get fucked. So I'm gonna put myself over here if they come close by. I'm gonna start, I'm gonna go on normal and just have them have a conversation. Tootie, what do you mean leg? Do you mean turkey leg? I love turkey legs. Also, the armor I gave him was the Halo 3 one and not the classic one. Oh well, it's experimental. Screw it. I wanted them to look cool. Hey Ice, how you doing? And Valk coming in as well. So they're gonna get eyes on. So to be perfectly honest, if they were to shoot one of these barrel clusters, that would do it. If they were to put like 2 rockets in the Scorpion, that would do it. There's a lot of ways they can quote unquote damage this site. It's just the real issue is, do they want to try to get in close and nab this guy or take his intel? Because if they do, that's going to really help out the elephant convoy. Because all the positions that I already have, you know, stuff placed on are going to be revealed in the Fog of War. And the players will know about them. But it'll also tie into the Oni objective, because then Oni's going to have to hit this town for the T3s. They're going to have to extract the guy, the white guy that was on the TV screen. But I'm going to make it a bit of a goose chase. And I'm going to put some encoded intel. I already wrote out like a letter. And the letter actually has like a grid coordinate and stuff. And then it's signed with the date being in November. And then part of the grid coordinate. So that's how they're going to have to, you know, use their brain. It's going to be cool. Like I said, to make this mission brief, I had to write the next 6 missions. And everything about them. Which is only like a third to half of the campaign. So I still have the other half to write out. But it's all good. One of them dropped their rocket launcher back here. The issue is right up here, they actually don't have that good of an angle. Like, they could probably hit the tank, but that's going to be a really tough rocket shot. Because I know the sights are a little messy. I wonder if any of them brought a cricket. Doesn't look like it. But I know for the 89th, these guys run a few additional mods for some additional weapons and stuff. And one of them is called the Cricket. And it's basically like a super futuristic Moz. It's a pretty nice rocket launcher. It just does less damage than the 2 rockets that would come with the standard rocket launcher. Oh, Moxie coming in to call me gay. I love it. They run OPCAN, Tootie. Yeah, the Cricket, it's a lawn green tube. Honestly, it looks like a Super M136, but it's reloadable. So yeah, this patrol is going to come back around. So they're not close to anything, so I'm going to teleport right next to Phoenix and just have a listen. But if we do this, I can see if they're marking anything. Yeah, so I just started moving because he was actually pushing my character. But what's also nice is anything that they mark that they don't engage gets rolled over to the TSB op. So if you guys remember yesterday, there was a bunch of markings on the map because these guys did recon. Oh, there's the Hornet flying over. Yep, so that thing has a massive patrol route around all the enemy territory. He's gonna brush by the airbase. Right on the edge. And then go back around. Nice. I was wondering when he'd come back around. But anything they mark here, I will roll these over, and I'll keep the markers unless I have a reason to move them. But like the turrets and stuff on rooftops that are hard to move, I'm probably going to keep those. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff they could potentially mark. Like the Scorpion, for example. Or, you know, the Warthog, or the Barricade. Not even the Barricade, but the little pseudo checkpoint, whatever. And then I have, you know, another AA site up here. I've got enemies up here. I have another hint of the Marine, the hostile Marines, to confirm the Woodland Camo are bad guys up here. And I've also got them in the 2 marksman teams around this facility. And then, you know, there's, you know, LAAG and AA over here. So there's a lot they could potentially recon out. And then they could note the buildup of stuff over here. And see that this is actually going to be garrisoned next up. That's why I kind of got a little annoyed when the Spartans pushed up in here. Because I didn't want to garrison it yet. Because I didn't want them to be pulled and have a massive firefight in the academy yet.
I was on the AA position. Hopefully there's not too many guys there. We could just drop everything silently.
I think... Yeah, they could... No, there's this one. They wouldn't be able to hit. So they could kill what they see, and these guys could get cover. But then they'd figure out that there's stuff up there, and then the air asset would start flying around trying to find them. So Phoenix pulled back. He's going to recon that out. But yeah, I tried to make this so that they'd have to, you know, really spread out to try to hit it. But those objectives are really just meant to be directly assaulted. I'm glad one of the Spartans showed up, though, because he can be a really good crutch. Because he can take a lot of damage based off of how the 89th does their Spartans. I'm just curious how they're going to deal with the vehicle site. Which, by the way, if they actually blow up all 3 of those vehicles, that is going to fuck the campaign. Because it's going to force the Oni operation next TSB op a few Mondays from now to go to, like, the 4th mission. And the intel's gonna be way, way off, and they might get, like, fucked. No, they'll probably get fucked with what I have planned. But yeah, everything in this section's garrisoned. So I would not, for example, have all of this stuff down if I had, like, the TSB-size player base, because it would just be so fucking laggy. It's too much. Oh yeah, and Steam Summer Sale started, so get your wallets. So what is that line? That's the Hornet pathing, okay. Yeah, I hope people get the fucking Arma DLC. That would be nice.
Alright, I got eyes on the other side.
Some of the Spartans were having weapon sway issues.
One of the AA turrets is on top of a war tower. I don't know how the fuck they managed to get an AA turret up there. So that's gonna have to be dropped by, I think, Punisher or somebody
So,
up here. With
I actually have...
Punisher's only one.
You can sling load this shit on Pelicans.
No.
Because you can put the,
Because the only way for us to get that guy...
We're listening to Phoenix right now. You can sling load Warthogs and shit right here. So if you can sling load Warthogs, I would assume you can sling load AA turrets. So that's why I decided I can put that up
Here
there.
I see a second AA turret on the ground. They have a troop transport. And then it looks like I see one guy posted and like another guy roaming.
Oh
So
god, Mox, do I even
maybe,
want to
like,
know?
Anywhere from a sentry to a fire team, probably there.
Saved you €3, keck.
I wouldn't. That's gonna cause a lot of noise, and I'd rather keep this quiet.
Tired of people
Yeah, there's a
in my
sentry
squad
patrol
coming on
going.
Fridays,
I
but
think
then
it's
they
just-
leave because they realize they need the
4 dudes
DLC.
with 2 turrets.
Yeah.
Unless there's another turret on the other side of the building that we can't see from here.
So Phoenix is smart, because there
Yeah,
is
it's a lot, yeah.
exactly what he just said. There is a turret that they can't see from this vantage point.
So,
But, yeah, like I say in the videos, hey, you need the Global Mobilization DLC. Every time we've done an op, I've said, hey, we're continuing using the Global Mobilization DLC. And then we still have people show up that don't have the DLC, and I'm like, like, fuck. Fuck my life. Yeah, they would sling load stuff. It's lower friendly, I know. So did they just put... That had to have been a Hunt IR round. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Now the issue is if that lands on an enemy position... Or if that goes into anyone's sight, they could be in trouble. I mean, I don't even see it. I saw it for a second. It's somewhere up there. Oh, fuck me. No, it's... I mean, at the rate it's going with the wind, it's gonna land somewhere over here-ish. And I made it rainy on purpose, that way, you know, the rain can drown out launcher noises like that and shit. My fear is, will that land into here? Also, this guy's coming back, so I'm gonna look at his viewport and see if he actually sees the parachute. And I'm gonna be really genuine with it, but if he, like, flies right on top of it, then again, looking at the angle, I highly doubt it. So yeah, it was well timed, but I think that's more so luck than anything else.
Right, okay.
5 guys posted at MG.
Toonie, what does that even mean?
And then the sentry team patrolling.
Nice.
Alright, I'm over top of the...
AI won't be
From the
alerted
vehicle
to it. I just manually do it, but now it
Yeah,
looks like the
there's
wind shifted.
4... Looks like 3 dudes. Actually, 4 dudes. There's 4 dudes.
So it's gonna
just
land
sitting
over
next to
here,
the,
so they'll be fine.
HVT all around it in the vehicle depot.
So you always use numpad enter, and you
4
can
dudes
watch the
total sitting
pathing of
around
the AI and players.
HVT. Make that 5 or 6. Looks like there's 2
Oh,
guys
I do
between
see it.
One of the vehicles.
I don't know. That was
And there's 2 dudes. There's 2 dudes on the
pretty noticeable.
one office building with the turret facing towards us, and the other office building with the turret facing.
I'm gonna flip a coin real quick. Heads, I saw it. Tails, I didn't. It's tails. I didn't see it.
There's
Also, I lied. It was a bottle cap,
also-
but same
there's a
thing.
barracks building in between those 2 office buildings, and there's 3 guys on the balcony facing towards the office building. So if we drop the 2 guys on the roof, I think they're gonna see it.
Leave the chance. Yeah, so I mean, now, even if they were to see it, they wouldn't know that they're up there. They would just see it as a shoot, and they think, hey, maybe they launched it from the garrison. You know what? In that case, I'm going to have this guy come back around and shoot at it. But they don't know that it was launched by them. I'll forego the luck. Because they won't know, you know? Because it was pretty noticeable.
Yeah, let me be the Hornet engaging our Marine boys. I pretty much marked out everything that I saw.
Why is it so small? It gives me something to do.
Let's go to the next inspections.
I don't even know where it fucking went. No, you can't force the AI to engage it.
On the way. On the way. Roger that. Copy that.
That's how you want to play this. I marked out as much as I could.
On the way. Copy. Copy that.
But when you shoot the parachute, it falls a lot quicker. But I'm pretty sure I either hit it or it hit the ground, like I hit it with the Hornet. because
Yeah.
it's already
I marked,
despawned.
I marked everything at AA.
So let's see what they've actually marked so far. So they saw the one that I didn't expect them to see. Yeah, they had to have seen it from the Hunt IR. So good use of that. They saw it as it was gliding by over here. Because there's no way in hell they would have seen it from
Like,
up
are we just
there.
gonna hit the vehicle depot and just say fuck the A position? Or are we doing both, or?
They didn't spot the far one over there. And they haven't spotted anything of activity in these two sites. And they did mark that checkpoint. Okay. So Bison, Scorpion, Turret, MG, enemy infantry.
Unfortunately, I think the only way if we want to make this and grab the actual HAT is that we're gonna have to split. It's gonna be 2 and 2 because we're gonna have to hit both simultaneously.
Yeah, no point splitting this with such few people.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they decide to do.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could probably get the HAT.
Gets
'cause
bird
if
struck
we
by the
start
Hunt
shit at
IR.
the AA position, then I think it's gonna spook the HAT and he's gonna leave. There's too much shit there. Like, did you see how much shit I just marked? There's too much shit for us to handle to do it quietly.
That our main objective
So
is
from what I'm hearing, I think they think the HVT is at the AA position.
everything else is extra. I'd love to hit the AA, but I'd rather at least recon it so that the other forces know what they're gonna get.
We'll just see what they do.
If anything, I think we should do the vehicle cache first. Potentially try to grab the HVT, whether alive or dead.
Oh, no, they know he's
Hasn't
there,
hit the
okay.
fan yet, then we sprint over the AA site and just deck the shit, and then dip out to the northeast and take the bridge.
Shit's
back
gonna hit
into
the fan when they
zone
hit that
territory.
AA site, because there is a massive amount of dudes
Is there-
in this town.
Yeah, either way, either position we hit, shit's gonna hit the fan. It's regardless. There's too many guys at each position where we can't do this silently.
Right, before we go in,
And the reason there's a bunch of dudes is because
Well, Exfil, like
You
I
know,
said,
they're
if
all
we hit,
going
like I said,
along
if
the
we
border
grab
here,
the
'cause this is
HVT,
where
we're
the
getting
Blue
intel,
Four
whatever the
guys-
fuck.
same
We
thing
run
as
over
this
to
town
AA
is actually
position,
heavily garrisoned.
Deck the shit out of it. There is a mule, and there's a troop transport hog there that we could take and just take it up. And
So
get
there's
across
two
the bridge
mules
into
there. There are
territory
Vixen
to
here.
West Nova.
I'm not sure if they were able to PID him because of the angles. But, you know, there's two mules here. There's a Warthog there. I think he meant over here there's this Warthog and that mule that they can utilize if need be.
Yeah, I'm not dipping in a scare. So there's shit gear.
So there's a lot of ways they could play this. It's just, you know, intel right now for them is limited.
I'm gonna launch up one more Hunt IR over the city so that I can exactly mark all the positions of the
And I'd be careful with that because
three
now
in and around the vehicle depot.
if they
so
see
we know
another
what's
Hunt
actually
IR
there.
show up, they're going to be a
And
little
then
more
we can
keen
hit
to
that.
trying to
I
find
think
it.
that's the best plan. Who just shot?
Yeah, we wouldn't have heard that, but if I had that sniper team closer, they might have heard it.
I'm launching another Hunt IR.
yeah, thank God for
Fire out.
silencers.
Okay. I did hear that one. There was no rain. I heard a thunk.
Solid, copy. Roger that. On the way.
Yeah. Just if something goes wrong at the AA site, and everyone gets alerted, then the
I
vehicle depot
think
is that much harder to hit.
I think you have it opposite. The AA site, once everyone's alerted, is actually very easy because there's not that many guys there, and there's one turret. However, if you do the AA site first and then try to do the vehicle depot, that's an entire fucking city with multiple turrets on rooftops and everything like that, and you have me and bubble eyes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Much rather do the city first with the vehicle depot and then go and do the AA position that has just a few random infantry, like maybe a squad's worth of infantry. Less than
Don't
that,
explode.
one infantry.
Yeah, keep in mind that if every we're shooting
Well, looks like they spotted Hatsune.
we need to displace as fast as we can because they're alerted to us now.
Hatsune was a bit far down. And the Spartan losing connection. Oh, that's not good.
Wilco! On the way! Copy! Roger! On the way! Roger that! Copy. On the way. On the way. Copy.
So they're displacing real quick right now.
Wilco. Copy. Understood.
From here, I'm gonna have them cone out. Check every corner of this plateau. Oh, Hatsune.
Wilco. On the way.
This is how much punishment they can take, because they're classified under Spartan armor. Alright, let's... That's enough. Yeah, you think that was enough? So we have one ONI agent with us. But at the very least, now we're not going to be aggroed to the other guys. Whew.
Understood.
So we're going to fan out and see if there's any more.
On the way. On the way. On the way. Copy that. On the way.
Well, Danoni ain't gonna be that effective. Because that really screws over the remaining two. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if the office has been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. They switch nets. Hey, Vesper, how you doing? So I will say a dead Oni guy won't affect the main stuff, but it has a slight impact on some of the T3 stuff. I didn't take her alive, though. She bled out too fast. Because, yeah, that armor makes you a near god. But you still die. You just gotta bandage real quick. So I'm actually going to have this guy grab the gear, because that is one contingency. What? Hatuni was a boy? I've been lied to.
Wilco. On the way. Understood. Wilco.
So they're going to come back, and honestly, they're going to move that logistics officer, because that's what they're going to try to figure is going on right here. Because now Oni's going to believe, like, they're going to wonder, or excuse me, the bad guys are going to wonder why an Oni guy was on that hilltop around here, and why that, maybe that's where that, you know, Huntayar came from. Oh, Keck, it's actually too heavy. There we go. So we'll drop some of that gear. So I gotta list that out. 454 is compromised. 1 dead ONI. So now for the entire campaign, they can't use frequency 454 because they're going to be listening on it with that 152. just wonder if I'm in listening distance of him.
Solid copy. Understood. On the way. Target acquired.
What? Okay. Yeah, so...
Wilco! Roger. On the way. Understood. Solid copy. On the way. Wilco! Wilco!
You're gonna be actively looking around up here. Have this group go back down. Now, it gets a lot worse if the Spartan dies. Because you better believe they're gonna rip off his gear and try to find some fucking 7-foot-tall mountain motherfucker. They're gonna find one of his stunt doubles from Game of Thrones, like, you know, however many years this is supposed to be in the future, and go, hey, you want to be a Spartan? He's gonna go, yes, I want to be a Spartan. And I'm gonna make him a tanky motherfucker. Adriano giving the dots. So HVI is gonna bug out.
Ready.
Is that Phoenix?
On the way. On the way. On the way. On the way. Copy.
He's talking and was like, hold on, wait, I just had a conversation. What's a phoenix?
On the way.
What's a phoenix? No, of course there was more than one of you. I don't know where you went, but hey, I'll find you.
Understood.
So I'm just breaking them apart to put them back in their positions.
On the way.
Well, I'm not getting that Oni gear back. Holy shiitake, what just happened? Hey, get back here.
Copy.
Sniper team, you stay up there. Scorpion boy, we might need you. Yeah, so Hydrogen things blew up, so yeah, definitely that's busted. There's that guy's intel. Phoenix is pushed up. I think he's going to go for the intel. But when that air support finally comes around, I'm going to go to hostile.
On the way.
Phoenix trying to run in while he's got two people overwatch. Personally, I think the Spartan would have been a bit better tasked for this, but you saw how much damage they were able to take. Yeah, so the Oni guy's cooking in there. There's no way. Oh, no, he's right there. So I'll actually be able to still get the gear. It's just going to be beaten up. So I'll probably have it as a set piece somewhere. So I'm actually going to call this guy back.
On the way. Copy that. On the way.
2 scorpions. Oh, these guys have to hear it. Phoenix looks like he's gone in here, and he is bandaging right now. Oh, he's brought the heavy, the Super G36 from the looks of it, yep. So now these guys react to those tracers.
On the way. On the way. On the way. Roger.
So they're definitely firing back. So that was successfully sabotaged, quote unquote. And this definitely defines a botched raid. So the innies are going to be more than confident to push November into this position. So this is actually going to make the TSB Tier 3 Oni job a lot easier. Yeah, and they're still intact, so it's only light damage. Now the Warthog's engaging. Scorpion's looking the wrong way. They're buggering out. Top Keck. Gonna try to move him, but he got dropped. These guys are repositioning. I am going to give a fire support target up here. Sap HE. 10 seconds. If you would be so kind. There it is. Yep, so one shot.
Copy that.
Yeah, the issue is now that tank's gonna be watching down. Alright, so one thing I do need to start working on is QRF.
Ready. Copy.
So you got some long-distance shooters from over there.
Understood.
Gonna bring this Warthog in. Phoenix trying to throw a smoke screen up.
Roger that.
Have all these units start to maneuver over. So, honestly, his gun being suppressed.
Solid copy.
Oh, he's gotten in the tank. Oh. Oh, I see. He's got to move a little to the right. This just got interesting. He's going to drive out and try to take that tank out.
On the way.
So they're going to duke it out. Question is, who's going to win? That tank does have the first shot going for it. I don't know. I think Phoenix isn't going to win this one. He's going to need some support. They might decrew, though, before he does.
Copy that.
Now this AT guy get out. So now there's rockets going back and forth here. That blows that up. I don't know. It's close. Oh my God. Don't go over there. Come on, I need you to come over here. These AT guys did nothing. Oh, because we have guided in there. Lovely, that's why. Alright, so that's something I need to fix. So essentially I've got no AT to deal with that. Gonna call for rocket hogs then.
Waiting. On the way.
Gonna quickly change up what the innies utilize as QRF.
Waiting orders.
That's weird. Oh, now we can.
Got it.
Move, move, move!
Solid copy. Roger.
Did I just get run over by that fucking warthog? I bet you I just got run over by that goddamn hog. Yep. Oh, reload and evade! Backing you up, backing you up! Motherfucker, that took a lot of shit. So he just barreled over. Send in Goat Team 6 now. Give me 1 second. I gotta call in cavalry here.
Ready for orders. Roger.
Because this is about to get very, very messy.
Ready. Wilco. Roger that. Solid copy.
Music Dog, I've seen you around, buddy. Thanks for the 4-month resub. I had these. I completely forgot about them. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, man. And I hope you get a kick out of this one. So Punisher blew up that position up there. Everything is just a mess. Now we have this going on. So if anything, let me get these puppies out. Like, fuck. You got fuel, right? Alright, let's...
Solid copy. Wilco.
So some are driving through, some are driving around. Jesus Christ.
Copy. On the way.
This is why the tanks would be smart, because he would put a tank shell in that thing instead of just letting it AT his butt. At this point, it's just ay ay ay. Part of the frickin' perimeter wall's destroyed. See, that other hog was taken out. So the best thing to do now is just fire support. Ah! Ah! That's the reason why I haven't been able to cross, is because of that. Ay, ay, ay. Some rocket cook-off. Alright, I think we can successfully call it here. Let me do a last check. See what gets rolled over, but god damn. I wasn't expecting it to go this way, but okay. That was,
Oh my fucking god.
well, that was interesting.
That could have gone better.
I dread to think what your stream thought about
I
that.
mean, that could have gone better, but that certainly could have gone worse. So just some notes. Intel was recovered, so we'll go on that. However, the intel is partially damaged because of explosions. Same with the Oni gear from the dead Oni operative. It's partially damaged, but 454 as a short range is now compromised. And that vehicle depot, they're gonna need Callsign November over their stat because a lot of stupid shit happened, and I don't even know like what to say. Like, hot damn.
I probably could have been a lot smarter with, actually moving when I was like, I was spotted just a moment ago.
So I will say this. What ended up aggroing them was I air spotted your hunt IR when it flew by, and then came back around and tried to shoot it down. They didn't know it was from you though, because it was by the city. And then right as there was a 4-man team going from the checkpoint you marked all the way to the extraction zone, and it was not raining, so they heard the thunk of Phoenix launching the second one. So they looked up there, and I remote controlled the sniper. They had a small conversation. I pointed up there to confirm that that's where they heard the noise from, and then they went along the road. They weren't going up there yet, and then they spotted Hatuni and went, oh shit, and then started engaging Hatuni. So that's what blew your cover. And then Hatuni just got surrounded because everyone went, wait, is that an Oni? Oh, fuck, that's Oni. What's Oni doing here? And they just dropped what they were doing and went up there.
Yeah,
but they
I got surrounded.
Yeah, so they only spotted Hatuni. So once they took care of her, they basically brought her armor back. They weren't able to recover her because she just would not go down. Like, fuck.
I fired 2 rockets at my feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I had to actually toggle you unconsciousness just to get you to fucking go down. But you bled out like immediately after. And then I monitored your radio. There was a time someone said something to Phoenix on it, but I assumed it was Punisher because he had been TP'd in, so he didn't know the situation. So I mulliganed that. But yeah, what they were gonna do was they pulled up an APC. They were about to get in and leave, and then a rocket came in and kicked everything off.
Yep.
So
I said
Yeah.
fuck it, goodbye.
yep. Other important notes. The garrison at Balaclava, whatever the fuck, Barnacle Land. They lost a tank, but they're gonna be getting resupplied next stop anyway. And I'm going to randomly cut out half of the intel because the guy like exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I broke
I-
the hog, and then I watched everyone else just go
Liru.
ragdoll across the map. I'm like,
So-
alright, cool.
Phoenix, I was telling you, the Huntayar is gonna get spotted.
Yeah, we risked it. We were doing risky things with the Hunt IR. It's whatever.
So here's the
Yeah,
deal:
the
if it
day.
was raining, I wouldn't have been able to hear it over the rain because the rain's too loud. But it wasn't, and that fire team was literally right below you guys, within like I want to say 50 meters. So it was that luck of the draw.
They were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know they were there, so otherwise I would just probably held off until they passed.
The second I heard shots, I just was like, everyone scatter. I'm surprised Tatuni didn't move, although she might have been pinned at like way before then. I don't know.
Hituni was like way far down there. She was like on the side of the
Yeah.
hill.
Yeah, I was
Ooh.
getting ready to cross.
Damn. We did not know. I'm sorry.
Tough. We're
But yeah,
saying
the
this
second we saw the guy in the Onigi, we just went, you know what? Fuck it. Blow it up and just run. Because we knew this. It was
So
just, oh.
Phoenix survived while he was duking out with the tank because the guy that had a rocket launcher that I brought behind him packed guided rockets for an unguided launcher. So I'm gonna figure out why he did that. Because otherwise Phoenix would have died.
Yeah.
I
This is-
loved watching, or rather hearing the tanks go off all the way from the town.
Yeah.
It's
I
I was
like,
getting.
all of the
Ooh.
Marines are probably like, what the fuck's happening?
So overall, it was. I'm gonna rule that in the middle and say that was an average performance by you guys, and good job. Fuck.
Oh my god.
BRB one
I
second.
enjoyed escaping.
Yeah, that was. I literally
I-
pursued you and then lost track of you, and I didn't realize you went like under the fucking river. I'm like, what?
Oh,
What?
Yeah, I did the same
Submarine.
thing, yeah. We all just fucking. I started running a random direction and just saw that I was literally right next to the yard, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking swim. It'll be easier.
Anyway,
And
BRB
then-
one sec. All right, so that could have gone better, but it certainly could have gone worse. That's what I opened with. I've written my notes down. So for the TSB op, they'll get some of the positions, and Callsign November will be in position to be quote unquote picked up. So you know his intel can be done. So basically, the campaign will continue, just with some detriments to these guys because the primary that they use 454 is compromised, and the Oni stuff. If X many die, both between them and the TSB guys, negative detriments happen. Similar to how we were doing it during the SOG guys in Cambodia. If X many SOG guys died and the body wasn't body bagged. Bad things happen. But anyway, that is it for me today, guys. I might do something later tonight if I find the time, because I know there might be a TSB op in 2 hours. So if it is, I'll be streaming that. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Otherwise, cheers. Have a good one.